day 7, and we're moving on to Genesis 5, verse 31. So we've done so far verses 29 and 30, and now we'll cover a little bit about this verse 31. All the days of Lamech came to 777 years, then he died. And this is the father of Noah. And we learn from Noah, the story of Noah and his sons, the virtue of honoring one's parents for every single person in the world. And so let's honor Lamech in a way and learn about him and his relationship to Noah. I punched in Lamech, and you can see that this only shows up in Genesis 4 and 5, and then the one time in First Chronicles. But the difference here is Lamech versus Lamech, and they're believed by most to be two separate people. But it's the same construction in Hebrew. So this would be from the Cainite genealogy versus the genealogy of Seth. And here's our source for some info on Lamech and Methuselah and Noah. So the birth of Noah, and this seems to be Lamech's claim to fame, that he is Noah's father. Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she bore him a man-child. The body of the babe was white as snow and red as a blooming rose, and the hair of his head and his long locks were white as wool, and his eyes like the rays of the sun. When he opened his eyes, he lit up the whole house like the sun, and the whole house was very full of light. And when he was taken from the hand of the midwife, he opened his mouth and praised the Lord of righteousness. His father Lamech was afraid of him and fled, and came to his own father Methuselah. And he said to him, I have begotten a strange son. He is not like a human being, but resembles the children of the angels of heaven, and his nature is different. And he is not like us, and his eyes are as the rays of the sun, and his countenance or face is glorious. And it seems to me that he is not sprung from me, but from the angels. And I fear that in his days a wonder may be wrought on the earth. And now, my father, I am here to petition thee and implore thee that thou may go to Enoch our father, and learn from him the truth, for his dwelling place is among the angels. Because Enoch famously walked with God, as did Noah. And when Methuselah heard the words of his son, he went to Enoch to the ends of the earth, and he cried aloud. And Enoch heard his voice, and appeared before him, and asked him the reason of his coming. Methuselah told him the cause of his anxiety, and requested him to make the truth known to him. Enoch answered and said, The Lord will do a new thing in the earth. There will come a great destruction on the earth, and a deluge, or flood, for 1 year. This son who is born unto thee will be left on the earth, and his 3 children will be saved with him, when all mankind that are on the earth shall die. And there will be a great punishment on the earth, and the earth will be cleansed from all impurity. And now make known to thy son Lamech that he who was born is in truth his son, and call his name Noah, for he will be left to you, and he and his children will be saved from the destruction which will come upon the earth. When Methuselah had heard the words of his father, who showed him all the secret things, he returned home, and he called the child Noah, for he would cause the earth to rejoice in compensation for all the destruction.